Christmas, that special time of year. Presents, pudding, mistletoe, cuddles by the fire, Norman Rockwell, and Charlie Brown. We are conditioned to think happy thoughts when, in fact, we know that Christmas is a quagmire of recrimination, agony, false hopes, and stuffing. More people lose their jobs at Christmas than any other time of year. There are more hit and runs, more suicides, more family arguments that end in fatality, more addicts, more victims, more homeless, more Snoop Dogg than Snoopy, more Pollock than Rockwell. Life is messy. Family happens. What we really need to know is, how can we survive Christmas? The first rule of survival is to put yourself in a survival state of mind. You are going to be a holiday ninja. Practice patience, temperance, and excoriating conversation. Rent a copy of My Dinner with Andre. Listen to it for 10 hours straight. Do this while squeezing yourself into the sofa into a lotus position during solitary confinement. If you've already been a POW, then you will have had a head start and can draw upon this experience when dealing with aggressive family and their interrogations. Survival mission. Imagine you've been inserted into Christmas land, naked and alone. You must live off of eggnog, an octogenarian pudding soaked in brandy and lard, while dodging volleys from colleagues, friends, and relatives. Be wary of their kindness, for it will often be followed by an ambush. They lull you into a false sense of security before they go for the jugular. Always be on watch, on your guard. Many unfortunate events occur at Christmas time because of a lack of mental and physical preparation. This is going to be the toughest 2 weeks of your life, and you must be adequately hydrated, toned, and mercenary. Here are some of the milestones that you must combat from necessity. 1. Competitive eating. There will be a number of competitive eating contests, starting with Christmas Eve and ending after New Year's. Don't be fooled by pre-Christmas cocktail parties. These are a euphemism for a friendly fire. Plus, there will be copious amounts of canapés by the dozen. Expect rich foods, copious amounts of alcohol, and provocative interrogation techniques involving questions about why you are still single, unmarried, married to that creep, divorced but not separated, separated but not divorced, why your children are so adorable, selfish, monstrous, why you're such a failure, still on welfare, a gold digger, etc. This is a familiar pattern of disorientation and can lead to bewilderment, anxiety, and anger. But you must maintain self-control at all times. Remember, holiday ninja. Competitive eaters around the world have developed techniques that can serve you well. First, hydrate throughout the session. Better still, dip the food in water to make it easier to masticate at high speed. Second, avoid alcohol if at all possible. Or, if necessary, dilute whatever you are given, as they will not be following standard measures and you will be unable to pace yourself. Even if the food is nauseating, repulsive, or delicious, you must eat a large amount. Otherwise, you make yourself vulnerable to flanking maneuvers. For this reason, you must be especially careful when dealing with masters of psychological warfare, Jewish mothers, drunken Irish fiction writers, Chinese dragon ladies, Southern Italians, Ukrainian nanas, or anyone who has survived a Civil War conflict. They will have a significant advantage and will often employ a multi-pronged food, beverage, and linguistic attack whereby they will disarm you with kindness but stab you in the back. Backhanded compliments are a popular destabilizing technique. 2. Babies. Babies and small children, who are normally concealed throughout the year, perhaps for reasons that soon become obvious, are brought out at Christmas time. You must feign appreciation. Remember to kiss the baby, even if they are snotty, drooly, or viral. But remember to wash your hands before and after. When asked questions about baby, always give praise, even if they appear mentally retarded. Do not say what you really think. This will not be appreciated and makes you vulnerable to subversive counterflanking when it's time for you to bring out yours. Remember, girls look like their mothers, boys like their fathers, unless their fathers are in jail or in Belize with their slut. Many beginners make this fatal error in judgment and spend years in the doghouse. Single mothers can be especially hostile and vicious in a counterattack. Although they may lack the strength to overwhelm you with force in a head-on confrontation, they will find a way to undermine at the most opportune time, usually when you're least expecting it. They also have elephant memories and will be able to recall not only exactly what you said, but also the tone that was used, the time of day, and what you were wearing. The same applies to couples, although they have the added advantage of the male partner's ability to dish out physical torture. 3. The prodigal son. Just as every family has the black sheep, which is probably you, they will also have the prodigal son. This is the person who can do no wrong, even if they are a major fuck-up, sociopath, or pathological liar. This person will frequently use the holiday season to fleece their parents of their retirement funds by selling them holiday shares to unfinished resorts in Ghana. They have no shame, nor will they ever. Be wary of their overtures to let bygones be bygones, just as you might be wary of their investment advice. Burying the hatchet is just that, but they bury it in you when the time is right. Many beginners make the mistake of exposing the prodigal son for who they really are. Despite the fact that you never see each other except for Christmas, do not take this opportunity to show the rest of the family who they really are, to reveal their true nature, or to have a serious conversation about the inappropriateness of their behavior. Why? Because you will be blamed for whatever happens. No, holidays are for masquerade, never for the truth. The truth hurts, and most people present are on medication or heavily inebriated. Now is not the time, perhaps never, but especially not now. Remember, they are the prodigal son. You are not. You will be forever known as Judas. It only served to raise the status of the prodigal son, which is the last thing you need. 4. Presents. Gift giving is an art, but nowhere near so as gift buying. You must procure the perfect balance of price versus sacrifice, reciprocity versus artifice. If it's too expensive, you'll be sorry. If too cheap, you'll be sorrier. If inappropriate, you'll be sorry on both counts forever. Believe me, I know. This rule does not apply to spouses. Always buy them something ridiculously expensive. They'll pretend to be upset, but secretly believe that they are worth it. Especially women, when they tell you that all they want for Christmas is a card and your company. Sound familiar? They are lying. If you do what they say, they will resent it, and they'll really resent you. Whatever you may think, the presents you receive from others must always be wonderful. Beginners can practice useful stock phrases such as, "I've always wanted one of these." "Oh, you read my mind." And, "Oh, you shouldn't have. That was so thoughtful of you." Try those on your own. Once you have the basics down, you are ready for the intermediate level. This involves praise, followed by a kind reference to the specific object in question. For example, "This is the most beautiful velvet painting I've ever seen. The craftsmanship of the parrot is particularly striking." "I've always wanted an electric garlic peeler with an AM radio. You're so thoughtful." "Wow, this wanking Santa will be the pride of place on my mantelpiece. In fact, let's get some batteries right now so we can enjoy his rendition of Jingle Balls all day. Look at him go, back and forth." Fake laughter is a must. Advanced ninjas go one step further by referencing a gift that they received the previous Christmas. For example, "With these Picasso socks, I now have something to go with those wonderful paisley trousers you gave me last year. I've been pining for a gingerbread cuckoo clock since I was a boy. Not only have you fulfilled a childhood dream, but it makes a great dollhouse for those cat figurines you gave me last year." Note, the hint of sarcasm is like a thief in the night. It steals away before anyone notices. This is a more advanced technique, but it saves face while giving warning. Remember, stealth ninja. 5. Don't drink and drive. Drink before you drive. It's more acceptable, but don't get behind the wheel if you are incapable of driving. Put someone else there instead, someone worse off than yourself, and then send them on their way. With some luck, you won't be seeing them next year. If you do find yourself at the ER, Remember, they have a triage system. No matter what your condition, tell them that you don't know what happened. You were in the lab working with a new designer virus and the failsafe didn't work. You broke protocol, but you're here now. They will see you right away and will probably devote more attention to you, as the quarantine will prevent other patients from entering the facility. This concludes our Christmas Survival Guide. We hope you will master these techniques. With time and practice, you might even find Christmas a rewarding time of year. You might even look forward to seeing all those crazy characters who you call family. Cousin Bob with his black toenails and mail-order bride. Vivian with her friend, who everyone knows is a lesbo, but we don't talk about it because she doesn't, even though they're both in comfortable shoes. Norman with his acrobatic head lice circus. Marcus, who still has an outstanding warrant in several states and probably shouldn't be left alone with the children, particularly his own. Oh, Marcus. Yes, family. They matter, don't they? Because at the end of the day, they're all you've got. Happy holidays and Merry Christmas.